Okay, so time now is 12:43 afternoon on July 2nd. We are 8 days away from leaving. Uh no, 7 days. Um yeah, we are 1 week away. Holy fuck. I yeah, I damn. So I slept from 5:30 to 12:15, which is bad. I did not expect myself. I was gonna go to bed at 3. I yeah. So this is terrible, and I didn't even watch any films yesterday. I just spent the whole fucking day editing my Anime Expo video. Up until the very last second, I was still editing the Anime Expo video. But part one is finally done, and I need to put part two out like today. So, yeah, I'm not on set right now. I'm not on the set of Rush right now, and I think that is a wise decision because I actually have a lot to do. Um, I'm going to go outside today to downtown LA to pick up a badge, and then briefly go to H Mart. Um, yeah, so that's what I'm going to do, and maybe I'll also hit Ralph's as well. But but yeah, um, aside from that, I actually have a lot else to do, like editing the Anime Expo Part 2 video, filming the half year list, and then I also have to actually do work for my mom's company. Like, my mom's company, they made a group chat where I'm in it a few days ago, basically sending me some videos over Google Drive and telling me to edit something, and then somebody last night at like 5 a.m. asked me for a first cut, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm too busy. I'm on Rush. I'm going to Anime Expo. I don't like. Do I look like I'm very super duper free to you? So I guess I'll have to work a little bit on that. And then I also have to go watch some more HKOS shorts. Shorts submitted to the HKOS Film Festival because in a few days we'll be having a meeting about those. And then I still want to watch a couple of films, so I'm going to catch up with that. So, yes, I have a lot to do, and yeah. So, so I'm going to be just grinding on that. So, the fact that I'm not hanging out with anyone today is actually a good thing. And yeah, it's gonna be Anime Expo from July 3rd to 6th, and then 7 and 8 is still open. So I hope one of the days would be with Michelle and the other would be with Giant, if that's even a thing. Um, the the coffee meetup that never happened. I don't know what kind of person is she. I think I do this like I always misunderstand people, and I always place assumptions on people. Like yesterday with Christian R, I was telling him how I always assume people are not nice before I find out that they're nice, like Maisie. Um, Even though I don't think I've met a truly mean person in USC so far, aside from David. Um, but with Jiren, it's like if I tell her we should hang out, is it, you know, how is she gonna feel about it? Is she gonna be like, oh, this guy's a creep? Or is she gonna be like, you know, yeah, hell yeah. Like, is she gullible? Gullible is a bad word, but is she easily, uh, does she easily go outside and meet people? I feel like she does, but I also think she also has this thing where she thinks people are bad. Like I genuinely don't know. But you know what? Might as well. The thing is, like, I also don't have a lot to lose. If obviously Giant Circle and my circle have a lot of overlaps. Um, but you know, I don't have a lot to lose, honestly. I might as well just like, hey, let's hang out, and if she's like no, then it's like who cares, right? That's how it works, right? I don't know. Um, she's a weird person. But yeah, I'm excited to go back home. I'm excited to go to Beijing and Kyoto. Um, my canker sore still hurts, but I can't tell because it's always outside of my mouth. It's like on my lips. Um, yeah. Okay. Oh, god damn it. Oh. Ay. Ay. Oh. Mm. Uh. 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 Ah. Ay. Ay. Oh. 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 Ah. Oh. 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 Ah. 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 Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's July 2nd in 2025, and we're back at this godforsaken, interesting place. Downtown LA. Here to retrieve a badge. I can't believe it's gonna happen tomorrow. I'm like not prepared for it at all. Like, I'm not prepared at all. I'm still tired. I'm sleep deprived from going to film sets. And yeah, I'm going 4 days this time, which is maybe too much. Okay. This should be it. This place should be it. I can already smell the body odor. Okay, got him. This is fast. Low-key reminds me of picking up the accreditation at Cannes. I'm getting flashbacks. Bruh, what the hell is going on? So right here we have a couple of cosplays, a couple of pieces of clothing. One is this sailor hat, which is separate from this sailor suit. Yeah, this is the best I can get on Amazon. I mean, I don't really have the time or the money to get an actual Jojolian cosplay. That would have taken a while. But yeah, let's check out this freaking hat. Oh god, I hope this one doesn't suck. Oh, it's cloth. I mean, yeah, that makes sense, but huh. Okay, it's 11:29 p.m. It's late. I'm gonna go have dinner now. It's been a semi-productive day. I spent some time filming a video. I spent some time editing the Anime Expo video, which I'm worried that I won't be able to finish in time. Yeah, I eventually went out. I walked to the bus stop of Dash Bus F, which was, at the corner of the campus. Not really corner. No, yes, corner of the campus. And I just took it, and I was the only person waiting for the bus. When I got onto it, I have to pay $1 in cash. Like, if I could, not to sound like a meanie, but if I could skip the cash paying, I would. Because sometimes when there's a lot of people lining up for the bus and there's a lot of people, you can just kind of sneak in, but I guess I couldn't do that. And my tap card has ran out of value because the semester is over. Anyways, I paid $1 and then I went all the way to Chickahern Court in downtown LA. And it's the same thing as last year. I went to that spot, crossed the road, went over to the Anime Expo, the registration area. I took out my passport and pulled out my QR code into email. And then boom, within seconds, I got my badge and I got a little map. So, yippee-ki-yay, that was really easy. And then yesterday, I actually wanted to buy food from Wee. Sort of, bread and maybe some noodles for lunch. But then I didn't do that because I forgot. And then today I thought, well, it's too late because if I want to buy bread, and by bread I mean like those super fast breakfast buns, like the stuff I used to buy at Nijia Market a lot, where I just tear it open and I eat it, and it's nice carry-on breakfast. I was like, oh, you know what? I can just go to H Mart. So last year when I went to pick up my badge for Anime Expo, the day before, day 0, I did the same thing. I went to H Mart. So I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna go to H Mart. So I went to bus 28 bus stop. There's this black guy who was like trying to talk to me about how I'm waiting for the bus. Hey man, what's your ethnicity? What's your nationality? I was like, I'm from Hong Kong. And he's like, oh, you're Chinese? And I'm like, haha. But yeah, anyways, I went to H Mart, and then outside of H Mart, I meandered a little bit because I realized I'm like leaving this fucking place in 7 days. Round 5 ends in 7 days, and yeah, and I really, I need to start, doing the whole process again where I clean up my fridge. So I went to my Google spreadsheet, and once again, I basically planned out the meals of every single day. I didn't plan them out to a T because I don't exactly remember what I have in the fridge, but I remember like vaguely. And then I realized, holy shit, I actually don't even need to buy that much. I don't even need to buy noodles. I don't even need that much breakfast because I got loads of cookies, cereal, and blueberry muffins. Oh, I forgot about blueberry muffins. Yes, I have blueberry muffins. And I don't need extra breakfast. I have enough of them. And yeah, and as for dinner, as for meat, I only need one more meat because I still have pork chop, I still have meatballs, I still have loads of pasta, ravioli, and I'm good actually. So I only bought like desserts and maybe one meat, and then I just left. So yeah. So I went back home, and by then it was like 7 p.m. And originally the plan is that I go home, I put everything back, and then I head out to I take a free lift to the USC Village, I go to FedEx office and I print out Yago's face. Now, I found out that for some weird reason, FreeLift decided to not work. I checked. As it turns out, somebody changed the FreeLift time from 6 p.m. starting to 8 p.m. starting, which means I can't take a free lift until 8 p.m. So I just walked around and I waited until 8 p.m. It's 8 p.m. But the thing is, at that point, I realized the FedEx office is already closed. In fact, the FedEx office is already closed at 7 p.m. So the only choice I have is tomorrow when Jonathan picks me up in the morning, I ask him to bring me over to a FedEx office so that I could print out Yago's face on paper, and then I put that piece of paper in Jonathan's car. So that's basically the plan. So I didn't go outside again. I tried on the cosplay. It was okay. My hair is a little too long. I look a little weird and awkward, but it's the best I can do. So might as well do that. And then, yeah, I don't have much else to say. I really want to go to bed early tonight. I highly doubt I'll be able to fall asleep. I want to go to bed at 3 because I'm probably going to wake up at 7 tomorrow morning. Yeah, and I don't know, 3 a.m. is like 3.5 hours later. That's not a lot of time. I still haven't had dinner. So I'm just going to try my best to eat dinner as quick as I can, and then continue focusing on editing, watching movies, and just preparing for tomorrow. I need to do loads of stuff. I need to trim my nails, shave, clean this part, and canker sore. There's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, and I need to charge up, pack up, just prepare for tomorrow in general. So, yeah, there's that. And then I guess the final thing I would like to talk about is, Jiayun. I can't believe I'm still talking about her. Like in late April, I was like, fuck it. I'm not gonna like mention her again. It's over. But with the Rush thing, I guess it sets up for the question, that is her, you know. And yeah, today's the last day of Rush, and they wrapped, and Maisie made tons of Instagram. Apparently, yesterday, which was an off day for Rush, so no filming happened, Maisie went to a nearby Goodwill to look for a frame. And then she ran into Jiayun, who was also there looking for the same thing. And Jiayun posted texting, the text messages between them, you know, we're twinning so hard, we're twinning so hard. And it's a photo of like Maisie laughing on the ground. And it's great that they're close, but like, I don't know, it's just they're so happy and close, and it's like, why can't I be happy and close to someone? And you know, there are people that I guess I'm comfortable enough to be with, like Justin T, Glenn, and Christian R, which are like the 3 only people. But like, I don't know. I think a lot of yesterday and today is just me having a bit of existential crisis. Because today, for a good chunk of time, I'm just thinking to myself, like, you know, not only am I bad at love life, like, because I barely have one, but also I'm just bad at things in general, like me being skinny. And yeah, it's fucking stupid because I'm literally having the same thoughts I'm having 5 years ago. But you know, I'm like brainstorming for my next short film, and I'm just trying to like take all the negative thoughts and feelings I have and just vomit it out there. And I've been just thinking like, wow, you know, I'm just bad at being a human being. Like, I want to hang out with people. I actually asked to have dinner with Christian R. And Christian R was like a little bit taken back by that. Like, whoa, this never happens. And I'm like, yeah, I never do this. But then I was thinking, you know, human beings do this. Human beings hang out and socialize, right? According to my parents, teachers, friends, media, like movies, music, even books, like the internet, the world tells you things. The world teaches you what is normal. Normal is when someone says hi, you smile and say hi back. Normal is human beings socialize. We hang out, we eat food together. Normal is going to bed at night and waking up in the morning and trying to work, trying to succeed. Normal is being good and realizing that good is good. But the more I live in USC, the more I, experience USC, the less I have a sense of what is considered normal or abnormal. And it's not that the people around me are all insane. In fact, a lot of people around me are very, normal. I work, I'm serious, dating, and, we're professionals and we're mature. But there's so much boiling underneath. There's so much insanity hidden somewhere in there that I just feel, but I can't touch. And maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just going insane. But, what is considered sane and insane, what is considered normal or abnormal, is just kind of thrown out the window because of USC. So, I don't fucking know. And another thing is, the whole, my mom's company's editing thing, I just can't fucking do it. So my mom asked me, if you're too busy, I'll just let someone else edit. And at the end, I'm like, sure. Because here's the thing, man. Tonight, I already have so much to do. And then the next 4 days, I'm going to be stuck doing the Anime Expo thing. So, truth be told, I won't have a lot of time. I'm sorry. Also, it's like the last week of round 5. Might as well enjoy it. So yeah, I still really hope that I would hang out with Jayun. Jayun made an Instagram story where she tagged a bunch of people, like maybe 15 people, and one of them is me. And, which I'm, I guess a little honored by. And she says, I love you, and, it's like, it wrapped. So I'm glad I'm included in the pantheon of the people who are involved. Of course, you have the big ones: the producer, the first AD, the actors, the DPPD. I think she forgot sound. That's fucking hilarious. I'm glad I'm mentioned. So that's that. And then I reposted her Instagram story, and I was a little cheeky about it. I put some cloud emojis because her name means cloud. But I don't think she's like a cloud at all. She's like the opposite of a cloud. She's like a firestorm. When I touched her hand very briefly, it's so stupid. I remember how people's hands feel like. When I touched her hand very briefly, because of a high five, her hand is hot. And so she's like a firestorm, if anything. But anyways, I reposted it, and then she reacted to my Instagram story with a rose emoji. Back to square one. Back to Christmas times. I don't know. I texted her yesterday, it was nice working with you. It was fun, even though I don't really mean it. I mean, it was fun, but but I hope she sees it in time so that I could ask to hang out with her. And again, I think I said this morning already, but you know what? I've come to a point where I might as well be aggressive, and it's scary to be aggressive. But I might as well start, instead of waiting for people to text me back, I should just go ahead and say, you know what? Let's hang out. Let's catch up and exchange some story ideas. And actually, I'm leaving LA in a week. Well, I'm free on these 2 days, July 7th and 8th, and, we could get coffee or something, or, go to Barnes & Noble and look at some Criterions. And even if Jayun is, really, not my type, and, the coolest thing that could happen, right, the most awesome cinematic thing that could happen is her basically, let's not hang out too much, I gotta get home because my boyfriend's waiting for me. Or she could be like, well, I just broke up with 5 people over the last 4 months, and I'm not interested in in more of these hangouts, then it's like, okay, I'm not gonna lose much because I don't have much to begin with. Like, there aren't a lot of people in USC that I like anyways. So yeah, that's that. That's it. So I'm just gonna be more aggressive this time around. Okay, one more thing. When I was cooking lunch, I accidentally triggered the smoke alarm, and Adipta walked out of his room, looked very suspicious, and just stared at me the whole time, which was very uncomfortable. And I'm a victim. I hear noise above, and it is Mary, the roommate, coming down to do laundry. And she walked past Adipta, and she's like, "You good?" And Adipta's like, "Yeah, I'm good." So Adipta returns to his room. A little bit later, I went to, H Mart, came back home. Adipta's out here. And I saw him. I made eye contact with him, which I really don't want to because he's fucking scary. He came up to me and he started asking me, can you tell me, you don't have to do anything. Just tell me, what is the problem? So I was like, at that point, I'm just so done. I was like, okay, let me ask you this. What is the problem? And he's like, oh, my phone is not working. I can't get into my laptop. And I'm like, look, looking at me cooking is not going to solve the problem. You need to talk to someone. And by that, I mean, like, you need to talk to a psychologist. But he thought I meant, like, talk to a technician. So he's like, oh, I contacted TripleLink and, contacted this person, but it doesn't work. And I'm like, well, yeah, I don't know. So he's like, okay, never mind then. Sorry to bother you. And then he returned to his room. But at some point before I return to Hong Kong, I need to tell him, you're a schizophrenic. Find someone, a psychologist, take some pills, man. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. That's it. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Where did it go? Oh my god, where did it go? What? Jesus Christ, it's 4 fucking a.m. Holy shit. Fuck. Okay, time now is 7:21 a.m. in the morning on July 3rd. Yeah, fuck. Just when I think today I can finally rest, I suddenly remembered that today is actually Anime Expo Day 1. I slept from 5:10, 5:15 to, yeah, to July, yes, and 5:30 to 7:15, I think. Anyways, that's 2 hours and 15 minutes. So right now I'm on 2 hours of sleep. So yeah. I tried my best with the salt and the canker sore. It's not gonna work. And yeah, I'm waking up a little bit early to do nail polish, so, but I'm gonna go back to bed for like 10 more minutes just now. All right. Hey guys, what's up? It's the Culture Detective. No, not it's Josuke from Part 8 JoJo. Yes, that's right. Uh, Here investigating your favorite animes, and today I'm going to go to the Anime Expo 2025. Yeah. So yeah, if you can't tell, I'm very tired. I'm on 2 hours and 20 minutes of sleep. I didn't sleep much, and I'm also in a not so elaborate costume. I just did my nails on both hands. I'm waiting for this one to dry. And yes, I'm going back to Anime Expo. After last year's Anime Expo, I was a little bit underwhelmed because I missed out on a lot of panels and a lot of cool things in general. And I was like, you know what? Next year, I'm going to go all 4 days. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to all 4 days of the Anime Expo. It's going to be very intense. It's going to be exhausting, especially considering the fact that I just did that in Cannes, France, 12 days in a row. This one's not as intense as 12 days, but 4 days is still a lot. So, we'll see. Now, one good thing about this year's Anime Expo is that I last time I planned out where to go hour by hour. This time around, I have less of a plan. I don't really have that much of a plan because I have 4 whole days to work with. Um, I can just work my schedule around the panels. So today, I mainly want to go to 2 panels. One is the Chainsaw Man Reese arc panel because they're going to talk about the movie and have announcements. So, of course, I'm excited to do it. That's going to be the popular one. And then later at 7 p.m., there's the Geeks Plus panel that is optional, but I kind of want to go. So, aside from these 2 panels, the rest of the day is just, I can go wherever. And that's great. I don't have a time limit. If I don't get to go to a place today, I can just go tomorrow. So, yeah. But the truth is, tomorrow, aka day 2, is going to be way more intense because there are like 5 or 6 panels I want to go to. So, there's bound to be some crazy, you know. I hope nothing goes wrong, but anything can go wrong tomorrow. So, day 2 will be the most intense. Day 3 will be intense ish as well. And then day 4, I'm only going for a little bit just for one particular panel, and that's Jujutsu Kaisen. But overall, this year's Anime Expo lineup was okay. Surprisingly, there weren't a lot of Japanese voice actors that I want to see who would show up. And then there are these autographs, and I realize that I'm extremely lucky because last year, for the autographs, all we need to do is line up as early as possible and fight for the autograph ticket. This year, the system has changed. This year, they release autograph tickets online, and you need to buy those tickets as fast as possible. Which sounds convenient, but really is a nightmare because a lot of people are not notified when these autograph tickets are dropped online. And also, you need to pay extra for the ticket. And so that's what happened this year, and Itagaki Paru, the author of Beastars and also the upcoming anime Sanda, she had autograph session. Oh my god. Except when it was announced, when I was made aware of it, it was already completely sold out. So I guess I'm not getting any autographs this year, which makes me feel very lucky that I didn't pay any extra money last year and I got 3 autographs from the ReZero crew. And then aside from that, another disappointing thing is that Hololive does not have a booth this year. At all. No booth. But there is a cosplay event, so I'm going to that one. But no booth. Not at all. But aside from that, I think I'm mostly excited about the JoJo panel, which is tomorrow, because rumor is that they're going to announce some kind of Steel Ball Run trailer. I mean, come on, look at me. I'm a JoJo fan, am I? And then the premieres for Sanda and the Summer Hikaru Died, both premieres I'm really interested in. And then finally, I'm interested in the merch. So I'm just gonna have fun this time. Oh my god. This looks excessive. What the fuck? Oh, what are they? Oh, are they lining up for Summer Hikaru Died? It's a panel? It's the panel, not the screening.
You want to wait for them here, or do you want to?
I think we can go over there, because like we're gonna go over there eventually. What? There's already like 100 people there. Why are they playing? They're playing Subject 3. They're playing Subject 3. Boo! They're playing Subject 3. We're getting out. Oh my god.
What?
Gappy, save me, bro!
I'm gonna steal their eyesight.
Save me! Gappy, please!
I'm gonna steal their friction.
Why do you have 4 of them?
Yes, I do.
Well, can you welcome on stage Joey, the anime man? Sorry. I wasn't just like bumming around. I was at a different event, so I had to run here. Okay. But I know you'd be like, oh, it's yeah. Are you gonna fill out the...
Here you go.
Okay,
thank you very much. Have a good one. I can help you with that.
Okay, $32 gone, but for some pretty good music, hopefully. All right. Time now is 7:23 a.m. in the morning on July 4th. We are 5 days away from leaving. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so I slept from 3:50 to 7:20, so that's like 3.5 hours, which is slightly better than yesterday, but still terrible. So last night I fell asleep on my chair right before bed. I was gonna go to bed at like 2 a.m., but obviously I couldn't do that, so I was gonna go to bed at 3 a.m. and then at 2 something I just fell asleep on my own chair, so that was that. Yeah, fuck. So I didn't even do one of these videos yesterday night because I just don't even have the fucking time to do that. So I guess I'm just gonna do that now. I'm gonna report on basically what happened yesterday, and a little bit about last night. So, yesterday, Anime Expo Day 1, slept for 2.5 hours, and, you know, yeah, slept for 2.5 hours, and then, feeling like shit in the morning. After I woke up, I know for a fact that Jonathan's not gonna be on time. And indeed he wasn't. He was late for an hour and 10 minutes. So I actually had some time in the morning to just prepare myself with the cosplay. So of course I shaved. I even spent a little time using a pair of small scissors to cut my sideburn. And then I also I spent quite some time sort of doing my nails. So there's that. So that was good. So yeah, right now my nails is like a little bit messy. And I'm gonna do my nails later again. Um, yeah, and then 9:15, Jonathan shows up outside of my apartment, and boom, I'm going to Anime Expo. Surprisingly, even though I only slept for 2.5 hours, I was pretty much wide awake. For the most part of the day, I was pretty wide awake and energetic, and it didn't feel like I slept for 2.5 hours at all. Um, so we spent some time looking for parking as expected, and then after we parked, we spent some time at the parking lot just so that Jonathan could wear his very complicated, unnecessarily complicated piece of cosplay, which includes a lot of elbow pads and knee pads, and for me, I just have the sailor suit. Um, so yeah, it just sucks that I don't have pockets in the sailor suit. So, I held my phone in my hand all the time. Um, so yeah, I then uh I'm so tired. Uh, then we started the day, and it's great because this time around I'm not in a hurry. Like, I don't really care where I'm going. Um, Between the panels, like in general, and the Anime Expo, I don't really care where I'm going. I'm not really in a huge hurry. So, it started off kind of funny and awkward, maybe, because we planned to meet up with Evelyn, and so we entered the Anime Expo through the very left side, which is the South Hall. And Evelyn said that, and Evelyn's boyfriend Ryan said that they were at the entertainment hall, which is all the way on the other side. So we made our way all the way to the other side, and we can't find them. And then I was like, "Are you at the entertainment hall?" And Ryan was like, "Yeah, Hall G." And I'm like, "We walked around to find Hall G, and we couldn't find it." And then Ryan took a photo, and I showed it to Jonathan, and Jonathan's like, "Yep, they're all the way on the other side again." So we literally walked past them. So Ryan made a mistake. Ryan, Evelyn's boyfriend, thought that the exhibit hall is the entertainment hall. But he's wrong. It's not. So they're all the way on the other side again. At that point, me and Jonathan had walked all the way to entertainment hall, and they were at exhibit hall on the left side. So since I and Jonathan were already there, we decided to explore the entertainment hall ourselves. So we walked around, and like last year, the entertainment hall is not that interesting. There really isn't a lot to do and a lot to see there. There's some cool shops. There's one store where it has a lot of like old CDs and Blu-rays, which interested me a lot, of course. I found the Monogatari series, Uta Monogatari soundtrack CD, which really attracted me. And I really wanted to buy it, even though I did not at the end, because it was $39 for a bunch of theme songs. Um, yeah, so 20 minutes later, we decided to leave the entertainment hall and we made our way to the exhibit hall to find Evelyn and her boyfriend. Except they weren't there anymore because Evelyn's boyfriend, Ryan, lost his badge and they went back outside to retrieve a replacement. So I and Jonathan ended up exploring the exhibit hall ourselves a little bit. We lined up to Kinokuniya, which is a big bookstore. It's a pretty long line, but it didn't really take us that long to get in. And I went in, and most of the manga there, I wasn't that interested in buying at all. Yeah. There's like the Minecraft manga, which is fucking hilarious. But like aside from that, they got Steel Ball Run on manga, which is great, but again, I have the entire Steel Ball Run with me already in Chinese. So yeah. So but I was like, I lined up like 20, maybe 10 minutes for this. I might as well get something. So I ended up buying a volume 1 of Nana, and that was $13. Which is fine, but I was thinking, in Japan it's like $4 for a volume. But yeah, Jonathan bought like $50 worth of manga, and I'm like, great. So, anyways, we met up after Kinokuniya, and then Evelyn and her boyfriend finally showed up. And at that point, multiple people have called me out for my cosplay of Gappy Josuke, and they're usually like, wow, nice Gappy, ooh, Josuke, whoa. And it's so crazy how many people would call me out over the course of the day. It's like I'm famous or something. It's honestly really crazy. At some point, a couple, I don't know where they're from. I get Hong Kong vibes or Taiwan vibes, but they're both dressed as two of the Sex Pistols in JoJo, and they saw my Gappy cosplay and they were like, "Oh, can we take a photo together?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Yeah, and then at some point, another JoJo cosplayer stopped me and asked me for a photo as well, which is just so crazy. But anyways, we walked around with Evelyn and Ryan, and I don't know why. I guess Evelyn had a pretty shitty morning because her mood wasn't so good. We walked around and we walked around the exhibit hall for a little bit more, and there's way more to see in the exhibit hall. There's a Crunchyroll section which looks really interesting. It looks like its own thing. There's Aniplex section, which is also its own thing, like its own store. Yeah, but at that point we didn't actually have that much time to explore. Jonathan really wants to go to the artist alley, which is below us. So we went there, and that's mainly because Jonathan wants to meet his friend. So we went downstairs to the artist alley, and there's a lot. It's just nothing but lines and lines of rows and rows of booths, and stores just selling personal art. So that was that. And then again, there's another moment where I saw another Gappy, and this guy, he was like, "Oh, whoa," and he's with another girl who's cosplaying as Yasuo Hirose. He's like, "Whoa," and I was like, "Yo!" So we took a photo together, one with my phone, one with his phone, and that was really funny. It's so crazy. Cosplay brings people together. Cosplay really does. Yeah. So Jonathan left because he really wants to make it to his Animplex panel. So for a short while, it's just me, Evelyn, and Ryan. And then at around 1:20, I was kind of hungry, so I was like, "Is anyone hungry?" And they're like, "We are a little hungry." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm kind of hungry." And I also have a panel at 4 p.m., the Chainsaw Man one. And I kind of want to not miss it, so Yeah, we ended up going back to the food court canteen place that we went to last year. And this time I spent a good fortune, 26 fucking dollars for a plate of fries and fried chicken and also apple juice. Um, yeah, really cursed. So expensive. But you know what? Once is fine. Um, yeah, a little bit later in the day, Jonathan paid $28 for like half a sandwich and a bag of potato chips, and he was like, "Wow, I got scammed." But yeah, and then once again, we didn't find a spot to sit down, so we just sat down outside of the elevator, and I sat on the ground, and I just had my fries and fried chicken on the ground. And at that point, when I was eating the fried chicken and with the sauce and everything, it ruined my lipstick. And I forgot to bring my lipstick, so it was fading, it was ruined. Um, anyway, after lunch, or like during lunch, it was again a little awkward because I think Evelyn and Ryan were madly in love with each other, so they were just talking to each other a lot. And I'm just sitting on my own, just eating. And then, anyways, Jonathan texted in the Discord chat saying, if you have a panel, please go early because by the time I arrived at Aniplex, it's already full. So I was like, damn, maybe I should go to the Chainsaw Man panel like now, given that it is one of the most popular panels. It's going to be one of the most popular ones in the entire expo. So after lunch, it was like 2 p.m. and I went to Petrie Hall, and holy balls, there were already people lining up for Chainsaw Man. I was gonna go like 2:30, maybe 2:45, but no, 2 p.m. That's the sweet spot. I arrived and there's already like 50 something people in front of me, and the line is like irregular. Like we know where it starts, we don't know where it ends. It's just a bunch of people grouped up. But eventually, the staff made us form rows of lines under a tent on purple tape. And so I rushed forward, and because of that, I was really ahead of the line. And then I just stood there for 1.5 hours. And yeah, I made it. Holy shit, I made it to Chainsaw Man panel. Which is crazy, you know, last year, Anime Expo, I didn't make it to any panels, technically. But just now, yesterday, I made it to 2 panels successfully. Because I was so much more strategic this time around. Yeah, I got into Chainsaw Man panel, and even though everyone rushed forward to the purple lines, it was like parallel lines, so everyone thought that if you're ahead in one of those lines, then you're gonna just get ahead. But as it turns out, the line on the most left goes in first, and then, you know, so on and so forth. And I was on the very left, so I was able to get in way faster than someone else who probably came even earlier than me. So that's kind of fucked. Anyways, Jonathan actually made it to the Aniplex panel, which is the panel before Chainsaw Man, and I went into the Petrie Hall and I found Jonathan and we sat together, reunited, and we saw the Chainsaw Man panel. And it's not much. It's just the CEO of MAPPA and some other business guy talking about MAPPA, and we watched the trailer to Chainsaw Man's new movie, and people were like screaming. It was really hype, and then that's it. All this for a trailer. But yeah, that's basically it. And then afterwards, I wanted to explore the artist alley more, but Jonathan wanted to just sit down and eat something. So we went to a nearby little cafeteria at the West Hall. We just sat down and just chilled. And then Jonathan had to go to his next panel, which is Yen Press, and literally no one went to that panel. And then after Jonathan left, I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm not going to go all the way to the other side of the expo again just to rush back in like 10 minutes. So I went to the Petrie Hall line again, and I just sat down there for the Geeks Plus panel, which is trash taste, Joey the Anime Man, Giguk, the likes. And I went there, and there were already like 30 people in front of me. So I was like, damn, gotta line up now. So yeah, I was 1.5 hours early, and it was still, it's a sweet spot though. I think having like 30 something people in front of me is like completely okay. So I'm not complaining. So yeah, I sat down on the line, and I fell asleep. Literally sitting on the ground, I fell asleep somehow because I was so fucking sleepy. Some other guy was also falling asleep. Anyways, I made it to the panel. I was able to sit somewhere near, or maybe the exact same spot I did for the Chainsaw Man panel. And boom, they showed up. Giguk showed up. His wife Sydney, Emirichu, and then 10 minutes in, Joey the Anime Man showed up. So that's fucking crazy because today originally there's a cyberpunk panel and I wanted to go just because I could see Joey. Well, I don't need to anymore. But yeah, and very fun, very funny. It was like a talk show. And Giguk announced his anime, which I thought looked okay. But it's just kind of funny how it all came to be. And then 2 more animes were announced. One of them seemed pretty mid. The other seemed a lot of fun. But yeah, either way, it's a fun panel. It's a fun time. We took a group photo together, so I'm gonna be in it. I was wearing a JoJolian hat. I was wearing a Josuke hat, so I would stand out more essentially in the group photo. So you'll find me. But yeah, it was fun, and then we left. And then after that point, it was like 8 something p.m. already, and Jonathan's back in the entertainment hall, lining up for Silent Hill booth. They set up a little haunted house, but it was not that haunted. Anyways, so I just walked around entertainment hall, basically exploring the rest of the hall. And there was some interesting stuff here and there. But ultimately, I went back to the CD place. I was like, man, I gotta buy that CD. But I ruminated over it for a while, and then at the end, I was like, no, $39 for some CDs, for some OP theme songs that I kind of already have because I have the Monogatari Blu-rays, sorta. But instead, the Eva CD, maybe that's worth it. So I got myself an Evangelion CD. Instead, which is 20 something dollars after taxes, 31, which is fine. It's a good thing to spend money on. And then that's it. And then we left, and by then Evelyn and Ryan are long gone already because they wanted to go home earlier to sleep earlier, unlike me, of course, who ends up sleeping at fucking nearly 4 a.m. Yeah. So, yeah. So we left. The South Hall is blocked off, so we walked on the streets, returned to the parking lot, and boom. Drove me home. So that's basically it for yesterday. Pretty nice day 1, not gonna lie. But today, day 2, is gonna be intense. It's panel after panel, and because lining up for panels, certain panels are way more, I guess, are going to be way more intense than expected. So I had to take some sacrifices today, cancel some panels so that I could line up for the more important ones. So the JoJo panel, I don't know if I should go to the one today or not. It depends on whether the trailer is going to drop today or not. The thing is, if I go to the JoJo panel today, I might miss the Summer Hikaru Died premiere, which I also really want to go. But that's all the way in the JW Marriott Hotel, so I'm like kind of torn. And I haven't really decided yet, so we'll see. But I'll be doing JoJolian cosplay again, nonetheless. Yeah. Also last night, what the fuck? So I came back home, I took a shower and everything, and I spent a bajillion fucking hours trying to transfer files from my phone to the laptop, and for some reason the laptop did not recognize my phone, and turns out it's my phone's issue because the laptop recognized all the hard drives and my other phone, so it's my own phone's issue. So I'm like, fuck, great, technical problem at the worst possible time. Like, I gotta wake up early tomorrow. So I restarted my phone, I updated my phone twice. It keeps on asking me to update it. And there's something wrong with the port, like the USB port. So I tried to clean it. I found a safety pin to scrape it so that, if there's like dust collected there or something. And at the end, it finally worked out. But it was transferring files really, really slow. And I was literally talking to my laptop. I was motivating it. I was like, you can do it. You're beautiful. You're powerful. I believe in you. Believe in yourself. And I literally said those words to my laptop for like half an hour to encourage it to transfer files. Holy shit. It was so bad. But yeah, I transferred a bunch of files from CAN because I ran out of storage space yesterday during the expo. And I'm also running out now. Yeah, anyways, no news from Jiayun. Like, I need to figure something out to text her. Like an excuse to DM her on Instagram. And now we're looping all the way back to, I'm just gonna say something idiotic and she's not gonna respond, and all of that jazz. Like, we're going back to that fucking shit again. So I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, ladies and gentlemen and others, it is July 4th, and you know what that means. That means it's Anime Expo Day 2. I have just done my nails. Right now it's 9:20 a.m. My friend Jonathan is late again, 50 minutes late to be exact. So I don't think I have a lot of time this morning to explore. I'm going to probably go straight ahead to JW Marriott for the Sonda premiere. While in JoJolian costume. And yeah, today's gonna be intense because I'm gonna try to hit up the Sonda premiere, which is at 12:30 at noon, and then right after that I have a little extra time to just wander around, to visit the hentai section, to look at the exhibition place again, exhibition hall. But very soon I will have to start lining up for the JoJo panel. And I need to decide whether I want to be at the JoJo panel completely or not, because the other panel I really want to go to is the Summer Hikaru Died, which is pretty much back-to-back with JoJo, which means it's pretty much impossible to catch. So I need to make a dilemma at that point. But that's for later in the afternoon. That's the plan for today. And yeah, lots of sacrifices. If I don't go to JoJo, I'll probably try my luck at Apothecary Diaries. We'll see. Okay, this is it. Finally, I found it. Ooh, the line is not that long, actually. I mean, yeah, there's like 50 people. But 50 is not bad, actually. I could deal with 50. Free drinks. Okay. Like 10. That's 20. That's 30. That's like 40. That's like 50, 60, maybe 70 people.
The staff could not make it from Japan. I'm pretty sure they're very busy working on the show. But we do have some very special video messages from some of them. You guys want to see that? That's the week. What happened to Anime Expo? Do you guys want to see that? Let's begin.
スチールボールガン監督の木村茂雄です。よろしくお願いします。すごい高かったです。目線の高さがやっぱり全然違うなと思いました。すごく可愛くて頭いいなって思いました。6部でジョジョの奇妙な冒険が一旦このピリオドが打たれてて、でまた新しく回り始めたというボールランということなんで、なんか6部までと
もくもくれん先生 And the producers of the anime, Chiaki Krakanen.
Okay, time now is 2:27. I'm so tired. I'm just gonna take a shower and go to bed like right now or something. I don't know. Goddamn, I feel dizzy. So today I slept for about 3.5 hours. Yeah, I was still somehow mostly awake throughout the whole day. It's crazy. It's a miracle that I'm still standing here alive. But yeah, today's day 2 of Anime Expo, and let's talk about the expo first, and then talk about what happened outside of it. The expo itself was great. What the fuck? I think it's just the fact that, you know, I've been to Anime Expo last year and also plus yesterday. Pretty much gave me the warm-up for today. Today was originally going to be a very intense day where I jumped from panel to panel. I was going to hit like 5 panels today. But of course, after yesterday, I found out that lining up for panels is going to take a lot of time, and I can't just jump from panel to panel. So I ended up only picking 3 panels to go, and it would be the Sanda premiere with Itakagi Paru appearing, it would be the JoJo panel, and it would be the Summer Hikaru Died premiere with Mokumokuren, the mangaka, and the voice actor Kobayashi Chaki showing up. And yeah, these 3 are easily the 3 panels that I want to go to the most. Like 3 events. And I went to all 3 of them. Holy fuck. So Jonathan was late. Jonathan picked me up at around 9:20 as opposed to 8:30, and he set his alarm. He forgot to set an alarm, which, I mean, that's okay. I feel you. You know, again, back in Cannes Film Festival with Eddington, the morning, I set an alarm and I still somehow woke up late. You know, that shit happens. It's scary. It's crazy, but it happens. Yeah. And then yeah, he drove me there. He drove me to Anime Expo. We arrived. And then we basically, so Jonathan went into the convention center. I was like, nah, I'm gonna directly head over to JW Marriott right now, because I'm scared that the line for Sanda is going to be insanely long. May I remind you, the Sanda premiere panel was 12:30 afternoon, and when I arrived, it was 10:30. I was 2 hours early, and goddamn, I was too early. Well, there's no such thing as too early. I arrived and there were about 70 people in front of me, but that was early. Like, I just sat there for 2 hours and waited for the panel, for the current panel to be over, and then people to leave so that I could get into the room. That is the second floor of JW Marriott and Platinum Ballroom. Yeah, holy shit, I was really early. I realized that if I had come here at 12, at noon, I would still have seats, actually. But you know what, since I'm there already, since I'm there waiting, might as well, save the time and effort and just keep sitting there. So yeah, eventually I got to see Itagaki Paru in the flesh with her chicken head, and a really nice live drawing session from her. Yeah, it's a panel. I can't take photos or film videos, but I took a bunch and no one really noticed, so that's that. And the anime itself was good. I was left kind of satisfied. I was enjoying it, and I felt kind of fulfilled. I got a free towel from it as well. So after that point, so the panel run late. It was originally going to go from 12:30 to 1:20, but it went all the way till like 1:50 or something. So after that point, I went all the way into the convention center and then to the Artist Alley, which is downstairs, to find Jonathan, because Jonathan's there with his friend. And as I walked over there on the escalator, or above the escalator, at the South Hall, Evelyn and Dan said hi to me, so that's great. And we talked a little bit, and they were like, "Oh, we're just here to get some water." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll see you. I'll see you then." So yeah, that's the only moment I saw Evelyn and Dan. I didn't even see Evelyn's boyfriend Ryan at all today. I only saw Evelyn and Dan for like half a minute. That's crazy. So yeah, that's kind of shocking, because me, Evelyn, Dan, Jonathan, Evelyn's boyfriend Ryan, we're all supposed to be like a group. We're supposed to be a team of 5. Like, we're supposed to move together, but day 1 we moved a little bit together, and then day 2 it was barely there. It's mostly me sticking to Jonathan, and then Evelyn and Dan sticking together. Also, I have my own panels, so I just go around myself mostly today, actually. Yeah, it's a bit like Can, honestly. I know it's annoying because I keep bringing up Can, but like, it's like Can, where at some point I'm just on these solo missions. And I'm on these solo missions. I have my own films that I want to watch, and I know how to get to these places, so I just do it. I just go to a boulangerie and buy a pastry, and I walk over to this theater and line up, and then blah, 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 I'm just, at some point, it's sort of become a solo mission. But yeah, I went to Artist Alley, met Jonathan, met his friend, and we just walked a little bit more. There's a whole chunk of Artist Alley that I haven't even seen. And Jonathan at that point wanted to leave because he wanted to get something to eat, but in my head, I'm like, I kind of want to stay here. I came all the way to Artist Alley. I still haven't finished exploring it because Jonathan spent quite a bit of time exploring it. So, yeah. So I and Jonathan and his friend Noel, we walked around exploring it a little bit. The Artist Alley is mostly meh. I mean, there are a lot of very talented artists there, don't get me wrong, but they're just little stores, little displays. I really wanted merch from Hachama, if they're VTuber merch, and then I really would love Monogatari series, but literally Hachama or the Monogatari series, they're both extremely rare. At some point Jonathan went outside to go eat, so I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep walking a little bit. So I walked by myself a little bit until I found a booth that has a Hachama keychain, which is really cute, and also kind of ironic because I think I already have a keychain from the Hong Kong Anime Convention like a few years ago. But I'm like, oh, come on, I gotta collect the Hachamas. So I got it. It's $22, which is kind of crazy. But you know, it's within budget, so might as well get it. And turns out it's like the last piece. I thought about like ignoring it, like leaving it and then coming back tomorrow to get it. And then maybe by tomorrow they're gonna do like a discount, but I just can't risk it. And then I'm glad I didn't risk it because apparently it's this whole store's last piece of Hachama keychain. So yeah, soon after that, I went to the upstairs to meet with Jonathan again. He bought a small burger, which is cheap but small. And he already finished the whole burger before I even saw him. So we just found a spot beside the walkway and sat down, and I finished my Trader Joe's pesto chicken wrap, which is nice. And then after that, Jonathan wants to hurry over to the bleach panel, which is at 4:45 p.m., 4:45, and by then it was like 4 p.m. Yeah, hold on. Hold on. I'm like kind of it's a mess. It's a mess. Let me check the times again. So yeah, the bleach panel yeah, bleach panel was at 4:45. And at that point, it was like 3:30 maybe? Yeah. No, at that point it was like 3:40. And Jonathan really wants to go to the bleach panel. So Jonathan went and eventually he waited for Noel, his friend. And I'm like, well, I don't have to follow them. So I just went to the exhibition hall because I've realized that there's still a bunch of places in the exhibition hall that I haven't even seen. So I just went around the exhibition hall for a little bit more. I went to Kodansha. I found a little Hololive store, which is cool, and they sell official merch. I almost bought it, but then I was like, I don't want to spend too much. And besides, it's official merch, which means I'm going to Kyoto in August. I can find official merch there, and it'll be like 5 times cheaper. Yeah, and then I went to Mappa because I wanted the Chainsaw Man posters, but apparently they ran out. But they'll be back tomorrow morning, so that's the first thing I'm gonna do tomorrow morning. And that's pretty much it. And then by then it was 3:50 p.m. and I was like, okay, I gotta head to Petrie Hall and see what's going on with the JoJo line. Because the thing is, JoJo's insanely popular, especially the fact that this panel is gonna be like related to Steel Ball Run, which is like one of the greatest mangas of all times. I have to be there. And the panel starts at 5:45. By then it was 3:50. So we're like 1 hour 55 minutes away. It took me about 10 minutes to travel all the way across the convention center. So yeah. Anyways, eventually at around 4 p.m. I arrived, and holy shit, there's already a humongous crowd. Humongous. But I was also fairly confident that I was able to get in. It was a huge crowd, but it was not like unreasonably huge. So I think I arrived at a pretty sweet spot. Had I arrived like 10 minutes later, I'd be pretty screwed. And yeah, I just sat on the ground outside of Petrie Hall, and I fell asleep. I was so fucking tired. So I just fell asleep and I just let myself doze off. And then eventually they were like, stand up. And then we walked in, and then I got in. So, yep, I got into the JoJo panel. And even at that point, I still don't know if this was a good idea. Because for JoJo, I sacrificed Apothecary Diaries. And for the Apothecary Diaries panel, the voice actress Aoi Yuki is showing up, which is great. I want to see her in person. But what if they announce something Steel Ball Run related here? I really want it to be here. And then I just thought, I'm like, you know what? I'm here. It's going to be worth it. Even if they don't announce any huge announcements, just to be here with a bunch of JoJo fans and have like anything Steel Ball Run related mentioned is already like more rewarding than seeing Aoi Yuki from a very far distance. Maybe like I saw Koreeda in a far distance. I saw Pong Junho from a far distance, and that's great. I don't think seeing Aoi Yuki in a distance is gonna do that much for me at this point. But yeah, so JoJo panel. Even though they didn't play a trailer or anything, but they announced the crew. They had some videos. There is a new illustration, and you know what? I'll take it. It's not a trailer, but I mean, it is something. And so I'm pleased. So yeah, that was nice. And then after the JoJo panel, so this is the trickiest part of the entire festival, of the entire anime expo, honestly. And that is the JoJo panel ends at 6:35 p.m. and then the Summer Hikaru Dai premiere starts at 7 p.m. So yeah, that's a 25-minute gap. Except 25 minutes ain't shit. For the Summer Hikaru Died, I better start lining up 2 hours before. So the original plan was I'm going to leave the JoJo panel halfway through. Like at 6:15, I'm going to leave. But at 6:15, they were basically edging us. They were like, oh, we have another video. We have another cool video for you to watch. And it's like, there's always more. So I pretty much stayed until the very end of the panel. And then I immediately ran out and I ran towards Regal LA Live. So thankfully, so the line was really long. It wrapped around the building, but thankfully I was able to locate Regal LA Live really fast because I've been to that theater many times and I was able to cast Jonathan really fast. So yeah, I found Jonathan and around 6:35, around 6:40 p.m. I was there. And I basically just cut in line. I pulled an Eddington. I pulled a Dime I Love. No, not Dime I Love. I pulled an Eddington. I pulled the highest to lowest. I saw someone I know and I just cut in line. So yeah, that's what I did. And it's just so absolutely crazy. So I saw Jonathan again and Jonathan was like, wow, today sucks. Because he tried to go to the Bleach panel and as it turns out, he couldn't make it. It was too late. The line was cut off. Jesus Christ. You can't be that patriotic. Okay, I'll keep talking. So Jonathan was like, yeah, the Bleach panel, I couldn't make it. And then so him and her friend Noelle tried to make the Apothecary Diaries panel and they couldn't make it either, which is so sad. Just 2 panels in a row. And earlier today, Jonathan, Jesus Christ. Okay, we're done? Yeah, earlier today, Jonathan also skipped a couple panels, like, what's that, Silent Hill. Yeah, Jonathan didn't even try to go to Silent Hill panel because he was too busy talking to his friend. And then there was another panel very early this morning, like Kodansha, which he completely missed because he woke up late. So he kind of missed 2 panels and then failed 2 other panels. But so far, like, as far as attempts go, he already failed twice. So he was like, third time's a charm, third time's a charm. So we continue to line up, and pleasantly and surprisingly, we were able to get in. to the second floor, and then we're able to get into the fucking room. Holy shit. Even though I and Jonathan were very far in the back, but it was still like pretty, you know, it was still like, yeah, we're there. And I just feel really blessed because I was able to explore Artist Alley and Exhibition Hall for a bit. I bought something, and I got to 3 panels successfully. That's insane. I'm getting good at this. Like, even in Cannes, like, to be able to plan out what films you want to watch and then hit all of them successfully is, like, kind of tough. So I kind of did that today. So that's real impressive. So we watched it, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. I enjoyed it, and then there's a Q&A, which was nice. And, yeah. And then after that, I really wanted to go home. But Jonathan's like, no, wait. I'm gonna go check out the manga thing. The, Mint. Manga International something. It's a panel at room 511 ABC in the main convention center. So honestly, I didn't want to go, but Jonathan's the one's driving me, so I went along. And so at 8:30 we arrived, and wow, there's like no one in that room. There's like 20 people, maybe less, like 15. It was a huge room. It was a big conference room, but there's like no people, no visuals, just very boring talking. I was bored out of my mind, and I started falling asleep again. But you know, I could see the appeal. It's like it's a very niche underground indie mangas. And then Jonathan later realized that at the same time Studio Trigger is premiering Panty and Stocking uncensored version, and he was like, God damn it, I should have known. Because I wanted to go to this panel, but I somehow forgot that it's also at the same time. So yeah, a lot of misses for him. But today I'm really satisfied. So at 8:50, we didn't even finish the manga panel. At 8:50, halfway through, we decided to just leave. And then I ran into this person. I'm just gonna call them they, because I think it's like a trans girl or just a very gay guy. I don't know. So they were wearing Josuke Gappy cosplay, the same cosplay as I have, and I was like, whoa. And Jonathan's like, oh, you should take a photo. So I went up to them, and I'm like, I pretended that I'm just walking past, and I was like, oh, wow, nice cosplay. Like, I thought, you know, you're like the second person. And then they're not very active. They're just looking at me kind of awkwardly. And at that moment, I realized I shouldn't take a photo with them because it's a little awkward. And Jonathan's like, yeah, take a photo. Like his gesture tells me that. So I'm like, fine. So we took a photo together, and we both did poses, but it was incredibly awkward. Like, they obviously did not want the photo. So, yeah, let's pretend that didn't happen. And then, yeah, we went to the parking lot, and then it took a while for us to find Jonathan's car. But the other issue is, after we went in Jonathan's car, Jonathan spent maybe 15 to 20 minutes just showing memes off of Instagram. I'm so tired, man. I just want to fucking go home and sleep. I don't have time for more funny memes. I was honestly growing very impatient. But Jonathan just doesn't realize that I want to go home. He thinks it's like cool. And I'm like, haha, yeah, haha. I'm just waiting for the memes to be over, but he keeps finding new memes to show me. At some point, he's like, okay, I'm going to head out. And then I said something, and then he's like, okay. And then he continues to show me more memes. And I'm like, fuck, just bring me home. So yeah, I eventually got home, took a shower, and here I am. I just finished dinner. I'm so tired. I'm gonna try to go to bed like half an hour later, honestly. What was I gonna say? So, 2 things. One is, when I came back home, there's a lot of fireworks. And Adipta is looking out the window from the kitchen. So I went back home, and I was cooking dinner, and Adipta was like, can you tell me what's the problem? I think there's a chip, like, he keeps talking, by the way. At some point he mentioned that he thinks there's a chip in his head, and that the fireworks are happening because of him. And every time he sits down, the firework stops. Every time he stands up, the firework continues. And they're all somehow related to the fact that he's using VPN. And honestly, I snapped. I can't take it in anymore. So I basically just told him, you know what is schizophrenia? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, you're experiencing it right now. And he's like, I disagree. And then I talked to him about delusions. And I fantasized about this for so long. I finally told him how I was afraid of him during March and how I thought he would hurt me. At this point, because he's just a full-blown schizophrenic now, I could pretty much say anything to him. Like, you know, to a regular person, I wouldn't say, oh, I thought you were gonna hurt me. But at this point, I might as well do it. But yeah, he just keeps doing this roundabout thing, and I told him it's a delusion. And he's like, well, I disagree, you know. And then HomeBot, the software he accuses me of using to hack his phone, turns out he's referring to HomePod, which is like an Apple thing, which I have no idea. But yeah, I told him to get help. Apparently he's stuck, like, he doesn't even go outside. And I'm like, that's a huge issue. Go outside and make friends, you know. But I snapped, and I'm glad I did. I was just like, do you remember this? Do you remember that? It's like I'm testing his IQ at some point. And then finally, okay, before I fall asleep, oh my god, I'm so sleepy. Before I fall asleep, I DM'd Jayun. So when I was waiting in line for Sanda, I DM'd Jayun. I saw that Jayun's online, and I'm like, this is the time to strike. So I asked Jayun, what day are you gonna leave to Shanghai? And she said tomorrow. Fuck! Of course it's always gonna be the most disappointing answer possible. Not even like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go next week, but I'm busy every single day, so let's not meet. It's just tomorrow. So it's over. It's fucking over. I honestly thought about maybe hanging out with her on July 7th or 8th, grab a coffee, have a talk, you know. And of course, there's always a way the universe stops that from happening. But furthermore, I and Jayun continue to talk. Jayun's like, what's up? As if I'm trying to ask her for something important, but like, I just want to have a conversation with her. So I was like, are you scared of like not being able to come back to the country? And she's like, yeah, I am scared. My parents aren't. And I'm like, wow. And then she's like, yeah, Shanghai's gonna be weird because everyone I know is here already. So I think she's referring to the fact that a lot of her Shanghai friends are now in LA as well. Which I cannot relate to at all. And I asked him when is she gonna be back, and she's like, as soon as possible. And she said, yeah, Shanghai's gonna be weird. I'm just gonna go clubbing to cope. And I don't know what that really means either. Cope with what? And of course clubbing. Wow, such a social girl. Maybe if I go back to Hong Kong, I should start working, I don't know, as a bouncer for a sex club or something. Werner Herzog. Yeah, and then I kept going, I kept asking questions. I was like, oh, so you're gonna edit Rush? And you know, I could branch off into a million conversation topics from that. Like, I could talk about my experience in Rush, and also I could mention that the frat house we filmed at is the same frat house as my friend Glenn's, and you know, also just my own short film, and also talk about me going to Beijing or in Kyoto. There's a million things I could talk about, but she just decides to disappear. Boom, mid-conversation. And then a little later in the day, she would come back online, but she would never read what I DM'd her. And at that point, I was like, fuck, great, I've been duped again. This is exactly what happens. Like, throughout the whole last semester, I would say something to her, and then she would just ghost me for months. Weeks, if not months. And then she would come back, just to ask me a favor. And, you know, I got a little hopeful. I feel like an idiot because in April I was already completely done with her. But somehow this rush thing made me think twice. I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe Jaehyun's actually a nice person. And Jaehyun was nice to me on set. Jaehyun, you know, tagged me and thanked me. Jaehyun told me that she promised to get me coffee, which I still don't think will ever happen because she's nothing but empty promises. Life is nothing but empty promises. But just all that niceness, like when Jaehyun was like, oh, I gotta thank Enoch because he helped me twice. She's saying all that, but she's never gonna follow up to it. And just a simple conversation, she can't even do that. Again, I don't need coffee. You don't have to buy me anything. Just talk to me. Why is it so tough? And then now, when I took a shower, I was thinking, God damn, am I that bad at being a social human being? And then another thing is like I see people like Colin and Camden hanging out, and I can tell because they both log the same movies on Letterboxd, so they probably watched them together. And I'm like, what? But I also went to Cannes, and I also met these people, and how come I don't make any new friends in Cannes? Like, am I just bad at this? Because like part of what I wanted to do in Cannes is to get closer to Colin and Garrett, but I ended up not doing any of that. Not only did I not get closer to anyone, but also I didn't even enjoy that much cinema. I did nothing. So yeah, it's frustrating. So maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just bad at socializing, maybe I'm bad at being a human being, maybe I'm just a shitty person, maybe I'm just weird, and maybe I'm just difficult to approach. But I don't know. Maybe it's also the rest of the world. Like, I'm doing my best here. I'm being nice. I'm talking to people. Like, I don't fucking know what's the problem. I'm so frustrated. So yeah, I don't know. Now I think Jaehyun hates me again. I'm doing a 180-degree switch. I hope, you know, again, like I said a bajillion times already, either talk to me or don't. Don't go halfway. No more half measures, you know? So if Jaehyun doesn't want to talk to me again, then fine. If she's gonna ghost me for months again until she needs me back for another production design gig, then sure, go ahead. But I'm gonna be honest here. If she suddenly shows up out of nowhere and texts me and asks me for help, I'll say no next time. I already helped you twice. Just because I'm nice. And you gave me nothing back. Like, I've helped people, but they are like mentors, you know, they're older than me, and, you know, that's fine. Because I gain experience for real. But you're like a girl, you know? So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I kind of just want to give up. Like, she's gone anyways. She's gonna go back to Shanghai anyways. There's no fucking point. I'm probably not even gonna see her next semester because apparently we're taking different classes now. So what's the point anyways? So yeah, I'm probably just not gonna talk to her ever again. Back to the original plan. Back to April. Yeah. It's just so fucking bullshit. Like, I can talk to a lot of people though. Like, people like Michelle. Or even the Singaporean girl JD. She's still talking to me on Instagram. She went to Tokyo and she was talking to me how she got lost and stuff. But like, I just have nothing to say to Jaehyun. I have a billion things to say to her, and I have nothing to say to her. It's pointless anyways. Sure, I can introduce her some good art house cinema and then, you know, talk to her about the writing process, and then or get this, I don't talk to her. All of that awesome conversations, just erase them all, because I love it. I love destruction. I love disappointment. Just do it. You know what? In fact, I'll take the extra mile. Next time I see Jiren, I'll be like, oh, you know what? Let's hang out. I'm gonna buy you something, and then I'll never follow up to it. Because I love disappointing people. I love the sweet taste of disappointment. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't fucking know, man. If Jiren likes talking to people, then why is she so reluctant to talk to me? Is it just because I'm weird? Jiren has the option to talk to me. So she can't use busy as an excuse. It's not an excuse, man. You talk to me every day during Christmas. I don't know. I'm so done with her. I'm so done with her. I just don't want to talk to her ever again. I'm gonna unfollow her on Letterboxd again for the second time. I followed her back recently, and that meant nothing. Yeah, again, I'm wondering, like, is it just like she's nice and I'm nice and she's just waiting for me to be aggressive? She's just waiting for me to go, you know what, let's have a phone call and talk. Or maybe I'm too aggressive, and the truth is I and Jiren are not even that close because we don't even see each other that much in real life. So I'm forcing it, kind of. I don't know. I'm so done with her. I'm done. I'm done.